So I guess I got invited here to talk about a recipe for creating hype and buzz, and I'll kill the suspense fast. I don't think there is such a thing. I don't think there's a recipe for creating buzz and hype, as they call it. But I do think there's some things that we can talk about that I think are key elements for any food concept that you want people talking about, which I think is what we all look for, and getting people sharing the experience when they go to our restaurants, right? First things first, I think the key thing to focus on, and if you have one thing to work on, is the product, the food. There's a lot, I would say, at least at the beginning, 90% of your energy should be focused on the product. There's no substitute for, in our case, excellent pizza. The classics are, great ingredients, the best ingredients you can source, consistency, being very meticulous, and making sure that you're being, keeping high standards throughout everything that you're doing in all the processes. In the end, it all comes down to mastering the craft that you're doing. And in my experience, and going to restaurants and eating places, and in my experience, hearing people talk about the food that they eat, it's what makes the difference. I'll come back to this throughout. No matter what you do, the product has to be on point every time. It's not, consistency is, it's spoken about a lot. It's key. You can't come one time, have a great pizza, do a 45-minute line, and it's not that great, then the experience is sour. So you can't do away with that. Be authentic. Do your thing. Let that be your story. You can't fake that. It's evident nowadays when things aren't real. This is our pizza lab. This is where it all got started. This is where I crafted the dough, which, by the way, none of us have culinary experience. To go back to the first point, none of us have culinary. We do love to cook. We love food, and we obsess about making things the best way possible. I mean, this is stories nowadays. They just, in hindsight, they look a lot more romantic than what you would think. This is not, I would say, I mean, the pictures are good, but it's not a pretty scene. It's a small place, confined, in your face, hot. You smell like pizza all the time. Like, this is the reality. And I mean, you see from right to left, you got Chema, all of partners here, Chema and Santiago. Some of you might have seen them if you've gone to the shop. But this is where it all got started. So this is where the dough got crafted, million iterations, a lot of bad pizza before we've nailed the right one. This is where we did 2.5 years of curbside pickup ghost kitchen. You would have to reserve your slots to go pick up a full pie that came in the box. Those 2.5 years, it seems like it was an overnight success or a very fast track. There's no such thing. So do what you have to do and focus on what you're doing. And if you're doing things right, that will become the story that will later be told. You just focus on what you got to do. If you're focusing on creating and building the story, then you have the eye on the wrong ball throughout the process. And as small as this was, and as confined again, it basically, this is what tailored our experience. Because when we were doing the curbside pickup, we would come out, and I was trying to get more pictures of us coming out with big pizza boxes and taking it to cars. We have tons of those pictures as well. But at the same time, we would invite friends, and we would make a big effort of inviting people that we thought would criticize our pizza and be very real with us and really tweak as much as we could. And we would invite people over, and this is a very in-your-face experience in the sense that you're literally on the chef's table, like on this table. We would have friends and family sit on the other side of the table, and they would be part of the craft. They would get involved, they would discuss, they would see what was happening, and it was evident that was key, that experience. People, when they left the pizza lab, which we started calling the pizza lab experience, when people left the lab, they were moved. everybody was, wow, the pizza was great, but this is so, we love this. And that pretty much became the base for our slice bar experience. So we realized when we were in the lab that that's what made it unique. It's that, an open kitchen, chef's table, being tended by us we're serving you fresh pizza. We got rid of the box, which was a big killer. We had people always try the pizza in the, open it right now and try it in the car when we would hand out the big pizzas in the curbside. Try them right now, because it's not the same. Once you put a pizza in the box for 10, 15 minutes, it's never gonna be the same level. In our case, crunch, which is what we're notorious for. So when you go to Miami Slice, one of the things that makes us unique in the experience, which is one of the elements that you really want to look for if you're trying to get people talking about your concept, is you got to become unique, you got to become memorable. It has to be something, nowadays, one of the most important things, otherwise you don't get any hyper buzz, as they call it. You have to be shareable. You want to be able to come back home and tell somebody, I went to this place is great. I love JJ's rice. Have you tried this rice? Freshly milled rice? I have not tried it. I want to try it now, by the way. It has to be a shareable story, something you want to go tell somebody. And we figured throughout the process, in the Pizza Lab, we realized that that's what made our place unique. The open kitchen, oven in your face, heat of the oven, which now in the summer we're a little worried about, but in any case, those things that make the eating experience real. It's artisan, and nowadays people value artisanship, crafts, it's details. If you've been to Miami Slice, I don't know how many of you have, but you must have had Chema at some point serve you a slice, a master of dealing with people in front. Great, it's part of the experience. It's part of what makes it unique. Training our crew, getting the people that come in. One of the main things that we look for is somebody who's able to explain the pizza if it has to come to that, be keen on what's going on to the few people that are sitting in front of you. It's very intimate experience. You get your pizza curated, tended, or as we call it, like pizza pimping. So in your face, before it's your pizza, you're watching somebody else's slice, and you wanna go ahead and grab it and give it a bite, basically, as it's happening. Fortunately, in the pizza business, and this is one of the reasons why I say there's no recipe, right? Because some of us that have multiple concepts, it's challenging when dealing or when trying to propose concepts and bring about concepts that are less, in culinary terms, in categories that are less well known, right? Everybody speaks pizza. You don't have to educate people on that. That brings about other challenges. Obviously, there's more competition. People know what they like. They know what pizza they like, and you're going ahead and you're competing against their preferred pizza. They're coming to try you, and they're like, well, let's see what this pizza is all about, right? And that's always, it's good in the sense that everybody knows it. It's challenging in the sense that everybody has a high bar, or at least they have a favorite. The challenge is now you want to hit that button, you want to be that pizza, right? And you want to be memorable enough. If it was as easy as, checking a box and doing a couple of things, then, it'd be the same experience in La Latina, where in La Latina, we still have, arepas. Here in Miami, obviously, they're more popular, but we still get a lot of people especially people from out of town that come, they've never tried arepas. It's their first time eating Venezuelan food, and it's a lot harder to create hype and buzz around arepas and tequeños. They're amazing. So we can't wait to fill the US with La Latina, arepas, tequeños everywhere. So getting wow, pabellón, everybody knows what pabellón is. Like that sort of thing, it's gonna take a while, right? It's a matter of timing, right? And then obviously the indispensable items. The first thing is you need the right team. This is not a one-man show. I'm the one guy here holding the mic, speaking to you guys. The first thing, some of our partners, we only have one partner here, Manuel, over there. Chema, working on the event, however many of you guys are gonna come tonight. We have a pizza after party, working on that. Santi as well. We got Pepo, Alberto. Down in downtown, we're opening La Latina's second location this week. So we got a dinner tonight. So everybody's working hard so that I can be here telling you guys a story. Obviously, lots of effort. It just, one of the things that's most, and I can relate to what JJ said, when we started in the lab, it was just a few of us. The one oven, I wish I would have pointed that out in the picture when I showed you. It was just one oven, then 2 ovens, 3 of us, limited output, doing as much as we could, and all of a sudden, we're hiring people. We got 20 plus people doing pizzas. We're tossing out as many pizzas as we can produce. Like, it's easily said, but it's pride worthy. We feel very proud of, and we see guys that come in and they know how to make pizza because they've made pizza a lot, but they don't know how to make our pizza. And so we teach them, and you see their progress and the fact that all of a sudden I can be here and I don't have to make pizza and the pizza turns out just as good. Wow, like that's what we're all looking for. And it's very gratifying to see growth and also helping people master their craft and learn progress and improve in their skills. That's incredible. So every time we're balling, or every time there's certain processes in the pizza business that are very, you need to be concentrated and you need to be working on it. Like, let's say for a couple of hours, we're all gonna be doing this, boom, and we're gonna be doing these 2 things and it's a task that there's 8 of us maybe doing. And we laugh, but it's great to have these conversations. It's one of those like almost cathartic. We're all doing it at the same time. It used to be 2 of us. We all know each other's stories. Like, we don't have any more stories to tell. Like, it's just, 2 of us. Now there's 8 of us. Things like that they're great. You need a little luck. In our case, we got the right, some people, we didn't call them organically. Some people that were, I would say, people tried the pizza that got a lot of people knowing about the pizza. And that got more people knowing about the pizza. And that kind of wave, thankfully, has continued. And it's our biggest challenge. We're about to hit the 1-year mark here in the summer. And one of our challenges is to make it through. But that's it. Pleasure speaking to you guys. Inspiring.